Hi, and welcome to AnimalZone. I'm Arthur von Wiesenberger, and this handsome fellow is Mikey, my adopted pit bull. AnimalZone is the A to Z on everything about adoptable pets. Whether you're looking for a bird, a cat, a dog, or even a tortoise, we've got experts who can share their knowledge and insights. So cuddle up with your favorite critter and join us as we explore the Animal Zone. This week on Animal Zone, we've got a great episode for you because we're going to start off with Laura Stinchfield, the pet psychic. She's going to be speaking with Marilyn and her two recently adopted kitties and Princess Lilly, a beautiful white dog. Later on, we're going to be going over to the National Disaster Search Dog Foundation in Santa Paula, where we're going to see how they train these dogs to rescue and save people. Then we're going on a neighborhood dog walk with Canine Solutions. We're going to be with a bevy of Bowsers.
Okay, and today we're also going to talk to your beloved Mikey, who passed away. We're going to connect with him in spirit and see what he has to say.
Oh, I can't wait to hear
Yeah, it's going to be so nice.
This is going to be a great episode of Animal Zone. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France. Handcrafted daily in our bakeries especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renaud's in Gelston, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
Imagine, if you will, a zone where animals can talk to humans. Submitted for your amazement, the pet psychic, as we enter the Animal Zone. And we're back here on Animal Zone with Laura Stinchfield, the pet psychic, and we're in the beautiful home of Marilyn and her pets. And I've fallen in love with Lily, which is this sweet, sweet dog. You said Lily's only what? How old is Lily?
Almost 11 months.
Just a pup, but she's so sweet and so mellow. And then you got these new cats. Tell us about the kitties.
Well, this is the baby. His name is Misha, and his father came from Russia and to Seattle, and Misha came to us from Seattle. And this is the Countess, who was a rescue from ASAP.
Wow. And everybody seems to be getting on okay?
So far, so good.
That's pretty great. That's a mellow household. Well, Laura,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a lot of interesting individuals here to pick up on. What do you think?
Well, what do you think? Do you want to say? What do you want to say? How do you like your new home? Oh, she said she's never been talked to so much in her life. Oh, she says she wants to tell you thank you. She said she kind of fell in love with you too when she first saw you. She said she knew that you were going to be a gentle caregiver for her. Oh, you like gentle? That's why?
She does like gentle.
Yeah. She says she's not really sad anymore. How come you're being a little bit like whiny? Sometimes your body feels funny when you're curled up on a lap. The way I'm holding you. So she says she's never before seen so many windows.
There are a lot of windows.
You are a lucky kitty to have so many windows. That's what I think. What a lucky girl. She said that her and the dog needed a little bit of time.
Oh, I think they're doing pretty well.
She needed a little bit of time. Like, you were a little nervous of her at first. I know, but she's super gentle, and she looks like she loves taking care of you. She says she's her friend. Yeah.
She sure is beautiful.
She's ready to.
She can go
Do you
wherever
wanna
she
go?
wants.
Hi.
You
Okay.
want to try him?
Sure. He wants to know why there aren't more things to chase. He wants balls around the house. He says, I just feel like everyone is thinking about me right now. You're right, you got a lot of attention on you. You're kind of a smart guy. Oh my gosh, that's a big question. He wanted to know, what is he meant to do in his life?
Well, that's a question
That's
we all ask
all
ourselves.
of them, right?
I think you're supposed to just be a companion and just get along with your sisters and play with your doggy. You know, just like have fun. Is there something that you want to do in your life? He says that he feels like he wants to make people smile and he wants to do that as much as he can.
He's got a good start on it.
Oh, maybe you can.
He sure does.
Maybe you can make him a therapy cat.
I think all our pets are therapy animals
They
in a way, aren't they? I mean, they really
yeah.
do. Well, Laura, this is so great. Thanks so much for joining us. And Marilyn, thank you for having us in your home today. Really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
It's our pleasure.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back with a little more AnimalZone. Stay tuned. Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society is an independent, local, community-based nonprofit with adoptable dogs and cats ready to find a forever home today.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society exceeded all of our goals for adoption last year and in our clinic, and we are so excited about that, and we hope to continue that in the future. And to all of our adopters and all of our donors, we say, thank you!
Visit sbhumanesociety.org and remember, adopt, don't shop.
Last season we were at Universal Studios on their amazing sets. Today we're on a different kind of set. This is a disaster set at the National Disaster Search Dog Foundation where dogs are trained to save people. So let's go in and check it out. And now we're inside Bark, and we're inside Bark with Denise Sanders of the National Disaster Search Dog Foundation and Krista, who's a canine care specialist. And we've also got a beautiful dog. Who's the dog?
This is Waffles. He is in training here at the Search Dog Foundation, and he works out in the gym every day, multiple times a day, because he has high energy.
And what kind of dog is Waffles?
Waffles is a Belgian Malinois.
Oh, I get it. So like a Belgian waffle.
Yes,
Very
exactly.
clever, very clever. Denise, tell me, what does Bark mean?
So this is our Balance and Athletic Rehabilitation Center. And so what this is it prepares the dogs for their core strength and the muscle tone that they need to be able to do the work that they do out on the rubble. So that is not easy work, I will tell you, whether you have 2 legs or 4. And so having that muscle strength and that tone really is important when you get out there to do that work.
He looks like he's really happy. I wish I was this excited when I went to the gym.
Me as well. That's exactly right. They love coming in here. Not only is it because they get to have treats and they get to have fun, but they get to be stimulated and focused on something in particular. And once they get the game, because to them it's all a big game, they are so excited to perform that task and be rewarded and told they're a great dog. That's what it's all about through any of the training here or out on the rubble.
Has Waffles been deployed?
Not yet. So he's still in training, and at the end of his training, and hopefully just a few months, he'll be partnered with a firefighter handler. And when that leash gets passed over to that firefighter, they will go on to train together, certify, and then they will go out the door on a deployment. So someday we will see him either on the news or I will let you know his story, but he will be deploying to save lives and finding live humans that may be buried beneath the rubble of a disaster.
What happens to dogs like Waffles after they've been deployed for a number of years and maybe they're kind of getting on a bit? Do they go somewhere? Do they have an old home for well-deployed dogs?
A lot of times the handlers adopt them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Krista, when you're so close to a dog like this, and there's this animal-human bond which can't be denied, I mean, don't you fall in love with these dogs?
I do, and especially, I actually adopted one from here, and his name is Red, and he is also a Belgian Malinois, so very high energy, and I work with him every single day in the gym and get him on the treadmill and keep him really, really fit.
Wow, well, he's a lucky dog because he's got his perfect trainer. So tell me about some of the things that you're doing with Waffles.
So when I get him in the gym, our first steps are to get onto the peanuts and start stretching to make sure that they're nice and limber and ready for the rest of the exercises. Then we get them on any sort of balancing obstacles. Sometimes I make like an obstacle course in there and they have to go from item to item to get across, so it kind of mimics the rubble almost, like, because there's always going to be moving pieces and things that are going to be unexpected for the dogs. So we want to prepare them for that. We also do the cavalettis, so that prepares them for having proprioception, which is body awareness, so they know where they're placing their feet.
Right, you kind of see soldiers when they're working out with a similar idea where they are pacing themselves through obstacles like that.
Yes, exactly.
And then it looks like there's other cool toys too that they play with, or
Yes.
I don't know if you call them toys, workout equipment, like that disc. What does that disc do?
So that is also for balance and also for proprioception, because when you get them on there, they have to balance on all 4 feet and make sure that they don't come off of it. And then also you can get them to like make a turn on it, which will help them with the proprioception, like knowing where to place their feet, because they're going to be thrown off to the side if they don't place their feet correctly.
Well, fantastic. This National Disaster Search Dog Foundation is a wonderful organization because you're helping people who are in need and you're helping dogs that are in need. It's kind of a win-win.
Absolutely. It's a win-win-win all the way around because we're saving the lives of dogs who will go on to save others, and at the same time we're providing these teams, partnering them with firefighters free of charge to fire departments across the country.
And people can learn more about the organization on the web, right?
Yes, at searchdogfoundation.org. All of the information's there. You can meet some of our teams. We're getting ready to actually put our candidates up there that are in training, so Waffles will be there shortly. And yeah, you can get to know these dogs and handlers and read a little bit more about where they came from and where they're headed to now.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
Denise, thank you so much for
Absolutely.
having us. And Krista, really great to see you. And well done there, Waffles, you're a hero. And we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after these words. Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
Every morning you could count on it being there with the rise of the sun. We're proud to say we've been there every day with you. The Santa Barbara News Press plans to continue sharing the news of the day with you all through the year and beyond. It's nice to know there are some things you can still count on. The Santa Barbara News Press, serving Santa Barbara since 1855.
Subscribe today. Call 1-800-654-3292.
Care for Paws was started in 2009 with the goal to reduce pet overpopulation and keep animals out of shelters, and also to ensure that pets can stay with their owners for life. We, from the get-go, established a free spay and neuter program that would help low-income pet owners fix their pets. So we provide shots, microchips, dewormer, flea treatment. We also have a veterinary intervention program. It's a way for us to help improve the quality of life for the animal as well for the owner, because when an animal suffers in the family, so does the rest of the family.
We're here with Justin and Eric from Canine Solutions, and you guys are organizing this amazing walk today. How often do you do these?
Every Saturday morning at 8:30, unless it's raining. Other than that, we're on.
Which in Santa Barbara isn't a whole lot
Right,
sometimes.
so pretty much every Saturday.
Yeah, we've done in the past 5 years probably 220 or 30 of these on Saturdays.
You had a great turnout. How many people do you usually get on a day like today?
Well, I think I counted 25 dogs.
Yeah, it averages anywhere between 20 and 40. I mean, 40 is our max. And we usually have a few more helpers, but this is how we used to do it, just Justin and I.
And you know, what happens? How do the dogs react to being around all these other dogs?
That's a great question, because a lot of these dogs are actually dog aggressive or reactive. And I think it's the collective energy of the pack, because they come every week. They know that with this group, they stay calm. It's really nice. And then that bleeds out into the real world when their owners take them out. And you know, this is, of anything we do, this probably makes the biggest difference for most people.
And Neil, nice to be here with you. And on this, you've done a lot of these walks, haven't you?
Been on several, yeah. Probably been on 50, 60, 70. I've lost count.
Wow, well that's a good way to keep in shape. And Buster, right?
Yes, this is Buster.
Where did Buster come from?
Buster we adopted in Chico from an animal rescue there. They actually have a rescue. They had a rescue that was going to euthanize some animals, and we said, we can't let that happen. We got to save at least one animal. So we went and we found Buster, and he came home with us.
How old is Buster?
Buster he's 9 years old now.
And it looks like he's mostly pit bull, but maybe there's a little something else going on too?
There might be a little something else in there, but I'm not sure what it is.
You haven't done his DNA
No,
yet.
he's totally a pit bull as far as we know.
Uh-huh. Does he do any tricks?
Does he do any tricks? You got any treats?
Oh, I forgot my treats.
No,
I'm sorry.
Not
Buster.
really, but Buster, sit.
Well done.
Buster, down. Oh, what a good boy. Yes. That's all good.
That's pretty great, Neil.
All right.
Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate you talking with us today on AnimalZone.
Thank you.
So we have Chach here with his dog, Raina.
Yes.
And tell me a little about Raina. Where'd Raina come from?
So Raina was rescued when she was 9 months old. She comes from Orange County, possibly a puppy mill, and really under-socialized, dog reactivity. And for a first-time dog owner, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into, especially because the first couple months, you just they're getting used to you, and then their true colors kind of show up after that, and that's when I started to see the issues kind of emerge and in specific situations. And so we've been coming here with Canine Solutions for about over a year and a half now.
And has it been working? Have you find that Raina's getting more socialized?
It has been working. It's a slow progression specifically for her because she's just so shy. She's really curious as she's like sniffing your coat. But if you try to get a little too close to her, she'll back off, and she knows she has these boundaries. So it's a slow progression, but nevertheless, it's what needed to be done in order to get her back into like being social and being comfortable with other dogs, and more than anything, boosting up her confidence.
Raina, can you do any tricks at all?
She actually knows Spanish.
Oh, hola, Raina, ¿cómo estás?
So if you ask for her hand in Spanish, mano, give her a treat. So if you ask for mano.
Mano? Mano? Can I have your mano? Yeah, mano. Mano. Oh, that's a good mano. There's a good treat.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Arthur.
Okay. Well, it's great to see you, and you've been on a walk today.
Yes, we have been.
And who have you got with you?
This is Leia, Princess Leia.
How did she get the name Leia?
We got her on May 4th, 2 years ago, so that's May the 4th be with you. So she's Princess Leia. Yeah.
That's great. Where'd you get her from?
We got her from a lab rescue called Indie Lab Rescue. And they deal mostly with labs, but they do have other dogs as well. So we found her. We had a lab before. Our dog, 15 years we'd had her, and she was a lab. So we're kind of partial to labs. So we were looking for another one, and we found her.
And how old do you think she was when you got her?
I think she was about 3, so I think she's about 5 right now, we think. 5 or so. She's just a great little size, and we just adore her.
Well, she's certainly a princess, and I think you're a queen for adopting them. Thank you so much.
We've really enjoyed it, and I would just advocate for rescuing. I really would. It's been a wonderful experience.
My grandfather taught me about the beauty of the rugs. Each one tells a story. Story about the person who wove it, the person who bought it, the person who inherits it, the person who treasures it. It's amazing how simply looking at an object can bring you back to a different place and time, or remind you of someone you love. At Santa Barbara Design Center, we want to help you find a rug that will travel through time with your family for generations to come. Visit us at 410 Oliver Street and find your treasure today.
And we're back on AnimalZone with Laura Stinchfield, the pet psychic. All right, Laura.
Okay.
What are we going to do?
So we're going to talk to Mikey, who's in spirit, and he recently passed away, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to see what he has to say.
I'm anxious to talk to our boy.
Okay, let me get him. Here he is. He says you have to tell my mom and dad that I'm forever with them. That he can run around and shake his toys in heaven. He says that he's run up and jumped on the bed with you guys. He says he's also been nudging you a lot. Have you felt him?
You know, I've been trying to, but I haven't been able to yet.
You've been trying to.
Yeah, I've been trying. I've been looking for him. I've been kind of like feeling like, where is he? But I haven't.
So the number one way that they can let you know that they're around you is they can place a memory in your mind.
Oh,
and
that's.
then
That's all I have.
And then wrap their spirit around you. So then those memories come with intense emotion, like you want to start to laugh or you want to start to cry. They're usually a little bit more like crystal clear, the memories, and they sort of bring you to grief really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's him touching you. And so when you feel that, see if you can kind of sit with it and be like, Mikey, is that you? You know, and just sort of experiment with sort of feeling what do you feel inside and what you feel around you, because you might feel like a softness or a sense of peace come over you, or you might see the atmosphere look a little different, a little crisper, or the sounds might be a little crisper. He says, can you tell them I'm sorry that I had to die? That I didn't want to. He says when he died, he got cradled in love. He said he felt a popping feeling, and it rose him really fast to heaven. And the smell of meat was delicious. He says he's really sorry that he had to go because he felt like the life was so perfect for him. He says like their smell and the way that you stroked him. He says he's in a space where he lives in that. He says sometimes he just lies outside on the patio. He just goes there.
It's his favorite place.
Yeah. Oh. He says, you know how about coming back? He says, I don't want to tell you because I want them to just feel it. So I think what he's saying is like that when you're ready to get another dog, you're going to feel it together and you're going to go look together, and that's when you'll find him. He says what he wants to tell you that's really special is that there's home on the other side. He says, you're even here. Like, what do you mean, Mikey? Like mom and dad are in heaven with you? Everything that I loved about them is here with me. Like what? He says, sometimes you know how dad would get silly with me and play? Sometimes we do that. And how mom would give me those kisses? I feel that all the time. There's something about like the way you rub his face too. He feels. So what they can do is they kind of can live in a past memory as if it's present time. So that's what he's doing.
Does he know that he had so many friends and fans? I mean, he was, of course, a star here on AnimalZone, but when he passed and we put the announcement up on the website, there were so many people who were grieving for him. And even today, when we walk in our normal walk, we run into people who start crying when they realize he's not with us anymore. So he should know that he had so many people.
Mikey, do you know? Of course I did. I was like a really cool guy. I really showed love to the world. And everyone felt good when they saw me. And that's not going away. I have a mission to keep it up. And I'm gonna come back and do it again. When you're a puppy, you feel young again. He says when that you go and find him again, you'll have to bring treats so that he knows the two smells together. You and treats.
He loved treats. And we had a little game we used to play with him. It was a puzzle where he would dig out the treats hidden underneath this puzzle. And he loved playing that.
So you're gonna have to bring that when you go see puppies.
Jeez. And he also loved his toys, especially ones that made noise. He had a Santa that did ho ho ho, and he had one, of course, his favorite toy, which was this birthday cake.
Oh, I love that birthday cake.
Tamar Geller had originally given him, and he absolutely adored that. We went through several of those.
Oh my gosh, Mikey. says, do you know that place that's not far away? There's some really nice puppies there. Some really nice puppies. So
And maybe the Santa Barbara Humane Society?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You gotta ask them if they have puppies now.
Is that where he's planning to return to?
I think so. Sometimes I wonder when they say things like, when you feel like when you're a puppy, because that makes me wonder, like, is he already in puppy body?
But one thing that I'm really curious about, and maybe you can ask me, was just before he passed, about a couple days before, I woke up from a very vivid dream of having been with him at the vet hospital. And I touched him and I was praying that he would not leave us. And I looked at his face, and his hair, which was normally white, was had a yellowish tinge to it, which I didn't see in real life until we got him home for the last night he was with us. And then I saw that he had this yellow tinge on his face, which I guess is part of when the liver starts
failure,
failing. Does he remember that at all?
Yeah, Mikey, what do you think about that? Do you remember that? Did you come to Dad in a dream? What was that about? Or was that like a sign from Spirit? He said he remembered what I said about go to your people in the middle of the night. Sometimes I tell the animals to go to their people in the middle of the night if they have something they want to tell them. And I told him I'm dying. He said he just wants you both to know that he's felt love the whole time. He's never felt not loved. He's like, he just feels like he's on vacation, but still with you. Really, Mikey? You feel like you're like on vacation? Like you feel like you're, he's like, I feel like I'm dead, obviously. But I don't feel separate. That's kind of the neat thing about heaven, is that they typically don't have that feeling of separation that we have when they pass away, because they're connected to this essence of all things, or this was some, like what he kind of said, was cradled in love. They feel connected in that.
Well, Laura, this is amazing. I really feel like I've spent some very valuable time with somebody I love. You don't realize, we've always been told that angels have wings, but this angel had 4 paws.
Yeah.
And,
Mikey, do you have wings too? He says, well, he just has like love energy that he can blast you at any time. So you gotta blast it to your mom and dad, honey, because they feel so much in grief. What can you tell them when they're feeling so much in grief? Play with my spirit. How do they do that, Mikey? How do they play with your spirit? Go into their mind and dream it, and they'll feel it. That's cool.
Oh, that's great.
You're gonna try that.
I'm gonna be dreaming.
Try it now.
Okay. Laura, it's so great to have you. Thank you for coming. And of course, people can get in touch with you about setting up possible readings at the petpsychic.com.
Thepetpsychic.com.
Oh, appreciate it so much. You're the best.
Thank you.
And we want to thank all of you for watching AnimalZone, because you two are really the heroes of the animal rescue world. Those who rescue animals are truly wonderful, and we thank you for doing that. And we hope you'll join us next time on AnimalZone. And you can always check us out at animalzone.org. See you next time. Bye.
Never was a friend so true, never was a friend like you. Canine, you're my best friend. Canine of mine, friend for all time. So glad you're my best friend. Through thick and thin, we'll see things through. Canine of mine, so true. Did I find you or did you find me? Either way, it's still serendipity. When I saw you, it was plain to see you weren't just another lassie wannabe. Oh, canine of mine, friend for all time. I'm so glad you're my best friend.